So I wanted to make a quick little video where I talk about this arm because I've got a lot of questions about it and how it works, and just wanted to do like a little OT style video, occupational therapy style video, just demonstrating because I know I do a lot of stuff with the metal arm, but there's a lot of things the metal arm can't do because it's mechanical and doesn't have bionic, hand as per se. Not as per se, sorry. Um, it doesn't have a battery or motorized hand, and I tune it to do a little bit of bigger movements first, and so that means that I can't open the claw with the ease that I can open and close a bionic hand like this. This is an Autobach Bionic partnered with an Autobach hybrid elbow. And there's a lot of things about this arm that people have questions about, but basically it's hybrid, half mechanical, half bionic, and I think it's the best of both worlds for a bunch of different reasons, but primarily for doing little things like this. And what it's not good with is, get started, doing a little Easter egg thing. Preparation for my son and my nephews and nieces. But yeah, so it's just easier to do things like and some things like cooking and stuff like that is where I have a limited range of motion, and I don't have to do a lot of physical movements. Bionics are a lot better for dexterity stuff, and I favor hands, even though they can be a little bit more fragile, just because they allow you to conform around different shaped objects, without crushing them. And these are little stickers of my logo that I made. It's like cyberpunk, half metal, half bone, held together by heart and bolts. That I have for sale if you see me in person. Recently, a bunch of people hit me up about some videos that people posted of my setups, and I know there's some confusion about those different prosthetics. But I was like, those videos are so awesome, and to get in like the technicals about the different prosthetics is kind of like hard to do, because there's so many different questions about the two different prosthetics. But I'll summarize it like this. This arm is widely manufactured, and to me is probably the best setup for the majority of amputees. I did do a lot of things to modify this to make it tougher. The shell, was really to make it tough. It's thermoformed foam that protects the internals, and it's made the internal components last significantly longer than I had in the past, because I've had an iteration of this arm like so many times, and I've broken it so many times. If you can see close right there, there's a little crack because the elbow's plastic. I've broken it, and this shell was actually designed to protect the internal components, and as well as like the mechanical part of the elbow is external, and you can see all of the shell is designed to protect that movement so it doesn't get interrupted whenever I'm doing physical things. But the harnesses I did, the shell I did, it's all leather, thermoformed foam, and also something that's hard to show is that we bolted the elbow to the frame, which out of the box it's not bolted to the frame, it's just like epoxied in. And so we put some bolts in there so it could, stand up to a little bit of weight, but it is still fragile. But it is the arm that I think that if you can get, in different countries, it is the toughest elbow hand combination that I favor, and that's with a lot of information about things like the Tasca. Decahand is coming out. Esper to me is like the closest tough hand that's coming out, but they're not very far on their elbows. But as far as like a go-to all-around tough setup, the hybrid paired with the Bionic is pretty tough. I would say that if you want to be able to do like office stuff and grocery store stuff, that this is the go-to one. That metal one that everybody asked about and a lot of videos were made about, we are trying to get to a point where we can make that for another person. The person who made it is not a prosthetic person, so they don't do that, but we are trying to bring it to more people. But it's an elbow system, and I want to clarify that to people because a lot of people asked about it, and I wanted to be clear that it's an elbow. So a lot of people ask about like making it for them, but they're not missing their elbow, and I'll say that the hands that are out there are pretty good. Like the hook that I use by TRS, they're really good for weightlifting and stuff like that. But for elbow people, I'm aware that elbow people have issues because that arm was made because I broke so many different versions of an arms doing Spartan races and rowing and swimming. And that arm is mostly aluminum, so it's like waterproof resistant. And it's something that's like a project. And that to me is like the best, toughest arm. I've traveled all over the world to talk about that arm. I've used it, to climb Kilimanjaro, shoot guns, swim, do Spartan. It's very tough, but it's not available yet. And so that was made by somebody who's not a prosthetist. And they're a super talented engineer / machinist / Tony Stark. But this is what is available, and this is my primary for like non-weightlifting, shooting, everyday stuff. I know that a lot of people have issues with these because they're relatively fragile compared to knees, especially. But that's the problem with like the prosthetic industry. And so I just wanted to explain specifically this arm in this video because there were some questions about it, because there was like a video combination of this arm and the metal arm. And yeah, so this one is a half mechanical, and when I say mechanical, I want to explain better, is that it's just a metal cable system that's tension controlled off of this shoulder, and that allows me to do certain movements better, and that allows me to do hand movements without having to switch to an elbow, because there's only this is not my best fitting prosthetic, so bear with me. It can be a little glitchy. You can see the internals of that moving. Sometimes it gets glitchy. Okay, well, anyways, my battery's dying. Yeah, it's the things you have to worry about with a bionic arm versus the metal arm. And maybe just for the purposes of this video specifically, I'll show y'all my metal arm that everybody's talking about. That it is kind of a project. That we're working on our bringing to more people. And this is I don't even have a claw on there. It's just a little hook. But this is a different arm than that other arm. So I think that some people thought that maybe yes. My mobility is a lot better with this arm because of the socket. But this is I just put that little rail on there for a little flashlight. A lot of people asked about if I could put a gun on or something like that, and I'm like, some people have reached out to me about helping me with something like that, maybe. But as of right now, I just put a little rail on there for a little flashlight. You know, a little legal flashlight. You know, some of the things that people asked me to do, I was like, I don't know if I have the connections to be able to get away with doing them legally. But yeah, so this is a metal arm. This is different than this bad boy. This is a hybrid, TMR hybrid Autobach. And I just want to clarify that this is a completely different arm built by a different person who has nothing to do with prosthetics. And they are looking to build this for more people because I think that it's about time that metal elbows, as durable as knees are, come into the future. And so it was made because I broke dozens of other prosthetics. And, you know, I do think that right now, this to me is just the toughest arm in the world. I dubbed affectionately the Havoc arm. You know, it's that was my call sign in Afghanistan, so it's kind of like a little Easter egg. You know, that I feel like when I talk about it, I say it's like the only arm that's worthy of my boys from Afghanistan, Havoc, Dark Horse, and worthy of their memory. But yeah, it was built in Texas, and we're very proud of that. But it's not currently in production. But you know, the guy who made it wasn't me. Would love to be able to help more amputees have access to this kind of arm. And we are kind of looking for people above the elbow, because this is an elbow system, to be able to work with to make this soon. But yeah, so I just wanted to explain that that arm is different than this arm. This is an all-metal arm. I call it the Havoc arm. That is an Autobach hybrid. It is, to me, the best right now elbow system for the overall, like if you're in a video game and you have like a bruiser setup, and then you have like a lightweight setup, more agility based, that is like the best of all both. You know, it's not this, it's not super tough like this is, and I can't do all the epic stuff that I do this with. You can do some things, but you have to worry about breaking it. But right now I do think that's like the best thing on the market for somebody who's just looking to do, you know, work at their job and have something that they can do stuff like this with. And this is for people who are into sports, outdoorsy stuff, shooting, hunting, swimming, fighting, MMA kind of stuff. That's what this bad boy is for. So just wanted to come out here and make a little video talking about that and showing you guys the hybrid arm juxtaposed to this arm, just to make sure that everybody knows that they're two different arms, two different goals for them. And it would be super cool if we were able to make this for more people, because so many people asked about it from all over the world. And recently I did visit, I think I already talked about going to the Ukraine specifically because they were asking about this arm. And yeah, that'd be super cool. So thank you so much for the support from all those videos that people were making about me. That's so sick. Y'all are way better editors of videos than me. Really appreciate the support. And if you want to support the mission, you can like and subscribe. And I have merch in person because, you know, I'm not rich. I just have merch in person. So if you see me in person, I will have merch available at little things that I go to. Thank you.